I have a question online from Indu. So she's asking that could you please explain how to forgive and especially forget? I can forgive, but it's so hard to forget some incidents. It's very true. Um, Sometimes it's really easy to forgive, but it's very, very difficult to forget, especially when that person comes in front of our eyes, or when we just go back to that particular incident. It becomes very difficult to forget. And then that all that forgiving also comes back, that unforgiving nature also comes back. Um, so one thing is that depend on Krishna, that Krishna says that from me comes remembrance, intelligence, and forgetfulness. Matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna is so kind, that he can give us the power to forget. He can give us the strength that we can forget the bad that has happened to us. We can tend to forget that. Actually, Srila Radhanath Swami Guru Maharaj, he says that there are two things to remember and two things to forget. He says the two things to remember, no, firstly, the two things to forget. He says is that forget anything good that we may have done to others. Forget it. You've done good. Neki kar darya mein dal. This is a Hindi proverb that you do good, but don't brag about it. Don't even remember it. Just do it and forget about it. So forget about all the good that we ever do to others. And the other thing that we need to forget is anything bad that anyone has ever done to us. Let's forget that. So for doing both, we actually need to surrender to Krishna. We really need to pray to Krishna. We really need to pray to Krishna in this context that Krishna, you have said that from me comes remembrance, intelligence, and forgetfulness. So Krishna, please allow me to forget these two things. That any good I may have done to others or any bad that others may have done to me, let me forget these two things. And what are the two things to remember? Two things to remember is that I am Krishna's servant, that Krishna, I am yours and you're mine. That one I always want to remember. And never forget Krishna and always remember Krishna. So when we do this, remember these two things all the time, then we will automatically forget anything bad or anything good we may have done and anything bad anybody may have done to us. So just practice. Yes, it can be very, sometimes the bad that we have gone through, whether it be that we did something good to others and they have forgotten about it and they are ill-treating us now, or the fact that, others have done bad to us and we are remembering it all the time. So, both of these situations, it's very gratifying for us because, for us to feel that bichara, oh, look, I am so helpless. I am the victim here. There's nobody who's suffering more than me. This self-pity that we have ranking on going around, we just rant about it all the time because it's very gratifying. I'm sorry to say this, but it happens to all of us. I mean, especially me. I can tell you that it's very, very gratifying to always play victim. That to think that, oh, my suffering, if anybody else would go through what I'm going through, they would die right now. Nobody can imagine the kind of agony that I'm going through right now. That's the nature of this material world. Even the ant is actually having the same thought. Even the little, the tiniest of living entities, they are having the same thought. That what I am going through, nobody else is going through. Nobody is capable of even understanding or even, accepting what I'm going through. This is the beauty of material world. Everyone has this mentality. Anybody who's having any kind of material situation, they always think like this. that mine is the greatest of all problems. Nobody can even, think, even conceptualize what I am going through. Because we love to play victim. We love to feel that, oh, look at me. I am in such a sorrowful state. You should give your love to me. Why do we want to be in a pitiful state? Because we want people to come and console us. We want people to come and give us a pat at the back and say, don't worry, I'm there with you. So ultimately, why are we doing this? We are doing this to attract attention and love. We are doing a self-pity just to attract that. So we must understand why we are doing what we are doing. Even Krishna, he actually, when Mother Jashoda was complained to by the elderly gopis that your Kanha comes and he comes and, eats our butter, look at what he's doing. Then what did Krishna come and tell Mother Jashoda? No, no, Maya, I didn't do anything. These ladies, they only come purposely. They come and put makhan on my face and they're saying that I stole. No, they're all lying. I don't do anything like that. I just don't do that. Krishna is saying this. Why? Because he just wants a tight hug from Mother Jashoda. That Mother Jashoda will say, oh no, Kanha, my lovely Kanha can never go and steal. So Krishna is doing this for love. So we are also part and parcel of Krishna. So we also have that same tendency as Krishna in a very minute way. Qualitatively, we are very, very less. Quantitatively, we are very, very minute. But we have the same quality. We want to attract that compassion upon us so that we get love. Ultimate objective is to actually get love, to actually feel that somebody cares for us. That's why we want to play victim. So, but in the negative, in the material world, we are doing it in all kinds of negative ways. In spiritual world also it exists, but it is absolute in the spiritual world. It is positive in the spiritual world. But we tend to go through negativities just to get to that ultimate objective, which is love, to get compassion and love and care. But we are using negativities here in the material world. That is the difference. So ultimately, we are seeking love. That is what we need to understand, and we need to accept that. We need to understand that logically. That why are we really doing what we are doing? Why are we playing victim? Because we want people to care for us. We want people to love us for who we are. So who can be a better lover than Krishna and his dear devotees? They can really genuinely, selflessly love us. They can really care for us. Our spiritual masters, they're an ocean of kindness. They're an ocean of love. So once we realize this, then we will stop this self-pity. We will stop it. Because we are getting love and compassion and care through positive means. So we'll stop looking for negativities anyways, and praying to Krishna to help us forget is very, very essential. So 2 things to remember, 2 things to forget. Does that answer your question, Indu?